If you're thinking about getting layers, watch this first. I have had so many layered haircuts in the past 4 years, and I wish I saw a video like this before I got my layers. First, I feel like it's important to tell you guys what my natural hair type is. It's more on the wavier side. Obviously, getting layers on different hair types is going to look completely different. I'm going to mainly be talking about wavy and straight hair because curly hair layers are completely different, and what I'm going to be saying in this video doesn't really apply to curly girls. People usually want layers because they don't want a blunt cut at the end of their hair. It takes weight out of your hair, making your hair more voluminous, adding more lift into your roots because it's not as heavy and being weighed down. And they're super pretty when you style them. I know the pictures on Pinterest of the back of the hair and there's a bunch of layers super high up and it looks super pretty. Layers that high up really never look good not styled. Your ends are super thin and it kind of just looks like you have a bunch of breakage, if I'm being completely honest. You need to go to someone who specializes in layered haircuts. Usually a hairstylist specializes in like one specific niche that they're like really good at, like going platinum, balayage, vibrant colors, cutting bobs, cutting layers, but they're usually not perfect at all of them. Do not go to Supercuts or Fantastic Sam's if you want to get good layers. Your hair is going to be a choppy mess, and I found out from one of my hairstylists that workers at Supercuts, even if they can cut super well, they have to give you a Supercuts haircut. When you walk into a hair salon, ask if they have anybody who specializes in doing layered haircuts. Try and find someone in your area on Instagram. Always show pictures of what you want. Never go in and say, for example, I want round, long layers and long curtain bangs, because everybody has like a different opinion of what those things are, and it might be different from what you're imagining and what you were told. The main thing I always get asked is what my haircut is. I have never once asked for a specific haircut. I only show pictures. If you bleach, dye your hair, use heat on your hair, anything that causes split ends, or if your hair is just prone to split ends like mine, it's gonna take you forever to grow layers out. So if your hair is this long and your layers end up here, your hair is going to split all the way up here. Every single time you go in and have to get a trim, you don't just trim your ends, you have to trim your overall layers every single time to get rid of those split ends. And it honestly just makes your hair harder to grow out in the long run. And if you want to get rid of your layers, sometimes you have to do a 4-inch to 6-inch chop. The layers that I suggest if you do want to still get layers, but you don't want to deal with the cons, it's literally the haircut I have right now, which is a U-shaped haircut with face framing layers and curtain bangs. The curtain bangs and the face framing layers right here take that weight out of your hair a little bit so you can still have volume while still having thick and healthy ends. When you style your hair as a blowout, you still get that body, you still get the dimension. If you still want to get layers in the back, I would just not suggest to go over 2 inches. If you want it to be a little bit more low maintenance. If you don't care and you're cool with the high maintenance, then girl, get the fucking layers. I feel like layers were super trending. A bunch of people went out and got them without knowing what they're actually like. Send this to someone who has been thinking of getting layers.